Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be diving in again.
Today we're getting into some really rich insights from the H7O Ministry's daily devotional.
Yeah, the one called Counting the Cost of Discipleship. It focuses on that passage in Luke 14.
Verses 28 to 30, right? Where Jesus talks about building a tower.
Exactly. It's such a practical image he uses.
So our mission today, let's say, is to unpack what that really tells us about following Jesus. What does total commitment look like through this lens?
It's about way more than just saying yes initially, isn't it?
Definitely. Okay, so let's unpack the analogy itself. Jesus asks, which of you, intending to build a tower, doesn't first sit down and count the cost?
Right, to see if he has enough to finish it.
I mean, it seems obvious, doesn't it? If you're building something big, something permanent like a tower, you'd plan. You'd figure out the resources.
You'd absolutely want to know if you could see it through. You wouldn't want to end up with just a foundation and a few walls.
And Jesus immediately connects this to discipleship. That's the core warning the devotional points out, right? Starting something huge without knowing if you can finish.
Precisely. It's a warning against impulsiveness in following him, not just getting caught up in the emotion of a moment.
Yeah, because the devotional really emphasizes this point. Discipleship isn't just that one-time decision. It's a sustained thing.
It's a call to, self-denial for sure, but also, like you said, planning, intentionality, and just sticking with it.
Unwavering faithfulness. That's the phrase that jumps out. Over the long haul.
And think about the tower itself, the symbolism there. It represents sort of your Christian life, something visible, ideally built strong.
Meant to last.
Exactly. So if you start building, but then stop, it's visible to everyone. That unfinished spiritual tower, as the devotional puts it, can actually harm your witness.
Compromises your testimony. That's a strong thought, but wastes that chance to, glorify God with a completed life.
Right. So let's pull out some key ideas from the source. First one seems to be intentional preparation is crucial.
You have to think it through. Commit before you even start laying bricks, so to speak.
And second, perseverance. That seems even more important than the initial enthusiasm.
Yeah, lots of people start right. But it's the sticking with it, especially when things get tough, that shows the depth of faith.
That's when the real cost is felt, isn't it? When challenges pop up during construction.
And that connects to the third point the devotional makes. Your testimony is really on the line.
An incomplete journey, like that half-built tower, doesn't just reflect on you. It can make others question the whole project, maybe even the master builder.
Wow. Okay, so this leads to some pretty direct questions for reflection, the kind of the devotional suggests we ask ourselves.
Like, have you really, truly considered the daily cost? Not just the starting point, but the day in, day out commitment.
And thinking about your life as that construction site, are there maybe some spiritual projects you started with good intentions?
Could be anything, right? A ministry, a discipline like prayer or reading.
Or even just changing a habit you felt led to change. But then you sort of stopped halfway, left it unfinished.
And the big one.
Yeah.
Are you willing right now to persevere, to keep building your faith, even when it's difficult or costly?
It's challenging stuff. But the devotional also offers practical steps. First, evaluate. Look honestly at your life, the building site. Where is it strong? Where are things neglected?
Yeah, be honest about those unfinished areas.
Second, make real commitments. If something unfinished comes to mind, maybe it's time to revisit it. With purpose.
Like going back to the construction site with a renewed plan and the intention to finish this time.
And here's the crucial part, the encouragement. You're not doing this alone. The source stress is depending on the Holy Spirit.
Yes, that's so important. Counting the cost is vital, but we don't pay it in our own strength.
The Philippians 1.6, right? He who began a good work in you will complete it.
Exactly. The Spirit provides the power, the divine resources to actually finish the building He started in us.
So bringing it all together, Jesus isn't trying to scare us off. He's teaching us how to build wisely.
The invitation to follow, to build, is absolutely there. But it comes with the wisdom to count the cost first. Pray about it. Understand the commitment.
And then once you start, you rely totally on Him to see it through.
Right. Because that life of faith, that tower, it only really glorifies God when it's completed. Built day by day with perseverance, with intention.
With a living faith that keeps going. So
Yeah.
the challenge for you listening is Jesus invites you to build, but He asks you to count the cost first and then trust Him completely to empower you to finish well.
Well said. Thanks, everyone, for joining us for this deep dive, drawing from the H7O Ministries devotional.
We're really grateful to be part of the H7O ministry and just want to say a big thank you to the whole H7O community for all the support.
You can find out more and support the ongoing work at h7o.life.
Definitely check it out.
Happy Saturday.
See you tomorrow.
Blessing.